Hello everybody, my name is Professor Rich and you are here to learn English with Professor Rich, learning English, and today we are talking about music, and this is a continuation of our series on habits. So I'm going to show you some sentences which relate to this topic, and I'd like you to choose the correct grammatical tense. That's right, we're doing grammar. So look at the sentences 1 to 9 and choose the correct form of the verb. That is the correct grammatical tense. Let's do number 1 together. So it says, I my habit tracker pretty much every day. I meow my habit tracker pretty much every day. And the verb is check. So we have pretty much every day. So that sounds like it's a regular action. So how about present simple? What do you think? That's right. It's I check. Present simple. I check my habit tracker pretty much every day. By the way, a habit tracker is just your notepad or whatever, and you are using it to track habits. So have a look at the other options 2 to 9 and type your answers in the chat. That is over there on desktop and laptop, or down below if you are on mobile devices. And by the way, now I have 3 screens. Bask in my glory, peasants. Sorry, that's a PCMR joke. I have 3 screens. I have the chat right here, so I can see that. And while you are doing this activity, I will say hello. Hello, Daisy. Hello, Rich, and everyone. I've returned home on time. Wonderful, Daisy. Thank you so much for making the effort to join us. Daisy is our nominated moderator, along with Manuel Gordillo is also here, of course. And he said, morning, everyone. We got Nipa Begum. You make a lot of the classes as well, Nipa. Thank you. We've got Julia Guitar, and Sonia Bertarini, who says, good morning from the Italiano. I love the pizza. Sorry, Sonia. I just can't help myself. Lovely to see you, Sonia. Olia, how are you doing today, Olia? If you are the Olia, I think, Olia B, then I'll see you later today. Right? In person, I believe. Hello to Dreamer. Hello, Mina. And hello to everyone else. Make sure that you do say hello in the chat. I started a poll before we began the class, and my question was, which genre of music is best at motivating? Which genre of music is best at motivating people to exercise? And we have rock 41%, pop 41%, classical 16%, and EDM 0. So that's interesting. And Shimi Dada says, hello, teacher. Hello, Shimi. Currently, we are looking here at this exercise on the screen, and I want you to write the correct tense, that is grammar form, for each sentence. And you have 3 minutes left to do that. 3 minutes. It is possible that for some of them, there's more than one option. However, I think I was quite good at this. It's quite. Have you ever tried writing English learning exercises? It's actually a good activity to do, and specifically it's part of the learning method called Lernen durch Lernen, was invented by the lovely and amazing, I'm just desperately Googling, Jean-Paul Martin, my good friend Professor Jean-Paul Martin, who I interviewed with Neil on education, language, teaching under the covers. That's our education podcast. And he's a lovely old man who should be enjoying his retirement. He's in his mid-70s, but he's still spreading the good work of his teaching methodology, Lehren durch Lehren, which is learning by teaching. And that involves the students teaching other students in order to learn. And one part of that is that students design English exercises for other groups of students to practice. Okay, everybody, get those answers in. You have just 1 minute to go to get your answers in the chat. Please do interact with the chat and make sure that you smash that like button. Hit subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. 20% of the people who watch the streams haven't subscribed. Don't know why. Subscribe. We have great content here, the best English learning content in the universe. "30 seconds. So we have some lovely answers here. We've got answers from Manuel. Well done. Some good ones there. Mina, well done. Julia, Sonia, yes. Vladimir, happy to be here. Thank you. YouTube notification. Thank you. Dear Lord, our Father who art in heaven, thank you for allowing YouTube notification to work. And I pray in the future that YouTube notification will continue to bless our streams. Amen. And thank you very much, Dreamer, for your answer as well. Check is the example. So let's have a look at some answers. Number 2. At the moment, I moo my environment to avoid sugary snacks. That's I'm redesigning. We got at the moment, which is an indicator that it's happening in this present moment. And at the moment, we often use with the present continuous, as we call it. And you can see that there. Okay, 3, sorry. I at 6 a.m. for 2 weeks is I've been waking up is my favorite there. Did anyone get that? That's present perfect continuous. So Julia put woke. I woke up at 6 a.m. for 2 weeks. That's okay, Julia. That's okay. Woke is okay. Sonia says have woken up. That doesn't quite work. I've woken up at 6 a.m. for 2 weeks. Actually, it is okay. I take that back. That's okay. The continuous is better here. Sounds better, but actually the simple's all right. All right, number 4. Number 4 is Prof. Richard's last stream on habits, and that's did you watch? So we got the past simple in a question form. Number 5, I'm running out of animal sounds. Implementing my new habits just yet. That's the negative with the present perfect simple. I haven't started implementing my habits just yet. And the indicator for present perfect here is the word yet. Yet is a good indicator of present perfect. In American English, it's not necessary. You can use yet also with past simple. But in British English, we prefer to use the present perfect when we use the words just, already, and yet. Number 6. Someone give me an animal noise. Anyone got suggestions for animal noises? To the gym. So now I'm going to have some ice cream as today's reward. Here we have another indicator word for present perfect. It's the word just. So it's I've just been to the gym. So now I'm gonna have some ice cream as today's reward. Number 7. This is killing me. How do I do this? What sort of noise does an eagle make? For 6 months before I noticed an increase in my flexibility. This is I've been doing yoga for 6 months before. No, sorry, it's not I've been doing, it's I'd been doing. It's the past perfect continuous, and we noticed that because of before I noticed. So whenever something happens before past simple, then it's good form to use past perfect. You don't have to. You can use past simple, but past perfect sounds better. So I'd been doing yoga for 6 months before I noticed an increase in my flexibility. Number 8. Okay, I'm just forget it. Beep, beep, boop, boop, boop. Less than 50 kilograms by 2024. This has to be future, doesn't it? So we can say I'll weigh less than 50 kilograms by 2024. We could say I'm gonna weigh. That's a good one as well. I'm gonna weigh less than 30 kilograms. Now Manuel put what did you put? I'll be weighing less than 50. It's all right. People will say that, but it's not the most common form. So let's accept it because people do say it. And number 9, English every day in November, and that is I'll be studying, or I'll study is okay, but I prefer the future continuous here. I'll be studying. Rich, not being, you put the word go. I've gone to the gym. No. Maybe. Have you ever been to France? Yes, I have. Are you going to France? Yes. No, I've already been. There's a weird thing with been and gone, Daisy, and an overlap with go and be. And I'll talk about it at the end of class if you want. But I stand by what I put. Yeah, I stand by what I put here as the verb go. And I'll talk about it at the end of class. And it relates to a special meaning to do with gone and been, which I think you know. But anyway, I stand by that as the verb. Okay? Because of the verb form. Like, I'm going to go to the gym. I go to the gym every day. After I go to the gym, I have ice cream as reward. I've just been to the gym, so now I'm going to have ice cream as today's reward. It does work. And we'll talk about it later. Let's have a look at today's plan. Today's class. So here's today's class. Today, we are going to talk about music and positive habits. We're going to practice grammar forms. Da-da. No, we're not. We've done that. We've practiced grammar forms. Done. Next, we're going to have fun with a quiz. We are going to revise musical genres. Do you know all the musical genres? Do you know the vocabulary in English? Do you like listening to music in English? How about that? I'll tell you a great website for practicing listening to songs in English at the end of class. So look out for that. We are going to match activities and genres, and then we're going to listen to music. That's right, everybody. I'm going to do the very dangerous activity of listening to music on YouTube, and I am going to hope that YouTube does not punish me for that. There's a big controversial thing on YouTube where if you play music, bad things can happen. But I'm going to do it because it's part of our class. So let's move on to our second activity of the day. You can see it's have fun with a quiz. Are you ready for a quiz? Type your answers in the chat. This is true or false. And I just realized that I forgot to do something. So I'm going to talk for a moment while I quickly rectify my terrible mistake, which was that the answers in the quiz were not yet covered up. And of course, a quiz is not particularly fun if the answers are not yet covered up. Why would anyone want to do a quiz where the answers are not yet covered up? All right, then. We are now ready to begin our quiz, just about. So, the first question, true or false? You can type your answers in the chat. And the first question is, listening to music while exercising decreases performance. Is that true or false? Type your answer in the chat. Julie Hatata says, I like R&B and pop music. Ah, Julia. What is R&B? Somebody explain to me what is because when I hear R&B, what I hear is Rich Nolan, I'm gonna sing, yeah. That's what I hear when I hear R&B. And it's a joke. There was a joke in the late 90s, which was that we had this artist in the UK called Craig David, and whenever someone said his name, they would be like, Craig David, because he just didn't say anything in a normal way. It was always like, how you doing? Julia's crying. I'm sorry, Julia. I'm sorry, but please just explain to me what is R&B. So lots of people saying false, and the answer is, in fact, false. Studies show about 15% endurance increase from music. So your endurance actually increases when you listen to music. That's proven. So if you exercise and you don't listen to music, why not? I used to exercise without listening to music. I was insane. Why did I do that? I don't know. Okay, let's move on. Next one. True or false? Classical music helps plants grow. What do you think? What do you think? Daisy says, I think that listening to funeral music will definitely decrease my performance. Depends what you're doing, doesn't it? But yeah, funeral anything is kind of sad, right? Vladimir says, London beat or English beat? What does that mean? Science says yes, Sonia. Sonia, no cheating by using science. That's cheating. True. Lots of people saying true. The answer actually is false, probably. So actually studies have failed to produce this. So in fact, Sonia, you did not cheat by using science, because the science actually has failed to prove that classical music helps plants grow. We have no evidence. It might help plants grow, but we haven't proved it. The studies so far have proved either inconclusive or, well, they show that the plants don't grow more, basically. All right, next one. True or false? Music can cause you to eat less. What do you think about that? Does anyone listen to music and think, wow, I'm eating less now? Yeah, boy, that's what I'm all about. I'm all about that eating less. I feel like trying a compressor on my audio. Is that a good idea? I'm going to try it later, not now. When we get to about 45 minutes into the stream, I'm going to put a compressor on the audio, and we'll see if that's a terrible idea or not. So we got false, 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 false. And the answer, in fact, is true. Slow music causes people to eat slower, which leads to lower food consumption. There are studies on this. So that is slow music. Dun, 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 dun. I just made that up. But anyway, slow music actually causes people to eat slower, and eating slower causes you to eat less. That's proven by studies. Okay. Obviously, when we talk about studies, we're not making individual judgments. We're talking about loads and loads of people, like thousands of people. If you take 1,000 people, then it makes a difference. Maybe as an individual, it doesn't work for you or does work for you. The expression in English to represent that idea is horses for courses. It's a great idiom, isn't it? That's on the spot. I just thought of that. So yeah, horses for courses. It means that everyone's an individual and you have to know yourself, right? Like one thing I do is I don't eat until 2 p.m. at the earliest. Sometimes later, but never earlier at the moment. And works very well for me. Horses for courses. Some people love breakfast. It works well for them. I tried breakfast for years. Sorry, doesn't work for me. I tried loads of different breakfasts as well. I tried eggs, cereal, toast, fish. I've tried all kinds of breakfasts. None of them work for me. I always feel tired in the afternoon. But what works for me is not eating. I know that's so weird, but I don't eat until 2 p.m. and I feel great. And I've done this for about 60 days now. So about 2 or 3 weeks longer than I haven't drank alcohol. And working great for me. So I haven't ate anything yet. This is black coffee, 0 calories. Still in a fast. Okay, moving on. Next, true or false? Music can help your sleep. So we've got some interesting comments here. Daisy says, come on, Rich. I have to turn off music when I'm eating something. Do you? Have you tried different types? Sonia says, could you write it? Could I write what? What do you want me to write, Sonia? Oh, horses for courses? Yeah, of course. So we've got true, 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 true. That's interesting. A lot of people think true, and actually you're right. I found this one surprising, but apparently you guys know all about it. So true, soft, slow music has been shown to improve sleep quality. I found that really amazing. I didn't realize that at all. I'm going to have music playing all the time now. Yeah, I never realized. It's amazing. Kind of unbelievable, actually, but there you go. Next, true or false? The type of music doesn't matter. If you like it, it helps you relax. True or false? Lovely bit of AI-generated art there. As all of the art from today's class is copyright me. Dong. I generated it using AI. If you want to use any of these images, I can send them to you in full quality, and I'm sure we can come to a reasonable arrangement about the royalties. No. If you want to use them for free, I can send them to you. It's no problem. But if you become super famous and make millions of dollars, then I want like £1,000 or something for the royalties. Thank you. I'm loving generating AI art. It's so fun. All right, so we've got true, 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 true. And the answer is, in fact, false. Genres like classical music are more effective for relaxing, even if they are not your favorite type. So with relaxing, it doesn't really matter what your favorite type is. The important thing actually is the type of music. So that's an interesting one. Of course, what music you prefer or hate does have a difference, but the type of music is more important than your preference when we apply this to thousands and thousands of people. Remember, horses for courses. Obviously, individuals will vary. Next, true or false? Singing along to music can improve memory. Daisy says, why ChatGPT is an idiot. Why what, Daisy? What do you mean? Right, you mean the AI-generated images? I'm not using ChatGPT. I use a program which I run on my computer, a Python program. But ChatGPT definitely is not an idiot. you need to pay for ChatGPT 4, and you need to use the correct input. I'm a master of ChatGPT prompts, and I'm going to do another class and show you some amazing things. But you need to know what you're doing. You can't just type anything. Singing along to music can improve memory. The answer is true. It's also been shown to increase emotional well-being. So emotional well-being means you kind of feel less depressed, kind of happier, healthier emotionally, and so on. Okay, next, true or false? Listening to sad music can make you feel worse. What do you think? Oh, I see. Daisy says you will feel relaxed regardless of music genres. Yeah, but the question was not, do you feel relaxed, yes or no? It was specifically the type of music doesn't matter, true or false. And the answer is false, because the type of music does matter. Right? So yes, all music can relax you. And yes, if you prefer a certain type, maybe it relaxes you more. However, the type of music is also important. So if you listen to EDM 240 BPM and you love it, maybe it does relax you. But maybe if you listen to something a lot slower that you like, you will relax more, is the point. Okay, true or false? Listening to sad music can make you feel worse. The answer is false. Studies have failed to show this. In fact, they seem to indicate that listening to sad music when sad helps emotional regulation. Now, I don't really understand what that means, but I think it's something along the lines of it helps you to cope emotionally in a healthy way with feeling sad. So it doesn't necessarily make you sadder, and it doesn't necessarily make you feel super happy, but it kind of helps you deal with the emotion in some way. So I found that quite interesting, because I hate listening to sad music when I'm sad. So, yeah. Maybe I should try it more. I don't know. Next, true or false? Dance music provides the best performance increase for workouts. So if you're working out, does dance music perform better than other types of music for performance? What do you think? Manuel says, listening to heavy metal makes me jittery. Really? What about Extremaduro? Extremaduro. Extremaduro. Oh, man. I used to love Extremaduro. When I first went to Spain and I discovered Extremaduro, and I was just like, yeah, boy, Extremaduro. Let's see. Can I sing? It's kind of difficult to sing. Sube al más. Sube al árbol. Oh my God. Sube al árbol más alto que tiene la alameda y miles de ojos. Oh my God. I haven't listened to the song for ages. Me subo a las estrellas y me tiro de cabeza. I remember that. I used to love Extremadura. So cool. I saw Extremadura live. One of the best concerts I've ever been to. They played for 2 hours, 20 minutes, no break. The crowd was awesome. People there were so friendly. And then I went to some dance concert like a month later, and everyone was an arsehole. So you want nice people, go see heavy metal. You want arseholes, go to a dance concert. That's all I can say. Next. False, the answer for this one. Actually, unlike with relaxation and study, the most important thing for physical performance increase is what music you like the most. So with this, science has actually shown, or the studies indicate, that your preference is by far the most important thing for workout performance. So when you're working out, don't feel like you have to listen to some specific music. Just listen to the music that gets you going. You choose it entirely. You don't need to change the genre. Okay, so it's a bit different. And the last one of our quiz today. Who is it who's doing best? Who's winning the quiz? Has anyone got everyone right so far? So, true or false? Heavy metal music leads to people being more aggressive. Oh, I kind of give this one away. Science lied to us, says Nipa. This is just based on some studies I found. So, I've said this a few times. There is no such thing as the science. Science is a discussion. That's the whole point. The reason why science came about is because there were people who didn't use science and they said, this is the way, and if you question this, we'll kill you. So then science came about and said, look, here's the proof, you're wrong. And now there's people saying, this is the science, and if you question this, you can't question this, and that's nonsense. I'm sorry, that's not the case. Science is a discussion, everybody. Right, so heavy metal music leads to people being more aggressive. The answer, according to science, is false. Research has shown no link between listening to heavy metal music and aggression. Conversely, research has shown that listening to dubstep increases aggressive thoughts. So, music can increase aggression, but heavy metal is not the genre that does it, but dubstep actually can increase aggressive thoughts. So there's an interesting little tidbit for you, a little bit of information. So, any reactions or surprises to our quiz just before we move on to the next section of the class? We are going to talk about genres of music. So, I'm going to show you a list of 8 genres of music, and I would like you to match those genres of music to the pictures. You might know some of these, you might not know others. Just try to guess the ones that you don't know. Okay, so here is our list of genres and pictures. And if you're enjoying the stream today, please do hit that like button, smash that like button. That's the thumbs up button there, donk, or you can hit that one, whatever you prefer, just that one or that one. And hit the big red subscribe button to make sure that you're subscribed, and hit that notification bell. How do you do a bell? Bell. Okay. Ding, 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 ding. Hit that notification bell so that you get notifications for the stream. Manuela says, I don't believe it, Rich. Heavy metal is being cruel to be kind. You think so? I don't know. I think heavy... Have you met many heavy metal people, Manuel? Like, almost every person I've met who is a metaler is like uber chilled out, apart from the women, the men. Any men that I've met who like heavy metal are really chilled out. Actually, most of the women are as well. That was a joke. Metalers are really chill people. On the other hand, have you met any dubstep fans? So lots of people saying rap music, which is not an option. So good luck with that. The words to choose are there at the top. You're right, though. We could actually call it rap. Hip-hop just sort of represents the broader culture surrounding rap. I don't know, though. When I think of hip-hop, I sort of think of better music than rap. When I think of rap, I just think of like, yo, Professor Rich coming at you from the house. I apologize. I will never do that again. I'm so sorry, everyone. Please forgive me. Don't leave. Just hit that like button, and I promise I will never attempt that again. So yeah, when I think of rap, I think of that. But when I think of hip hop, I think of like Snoop Dogg and Eminem and Dr. Dre. I don't know why. All right, everybody. So we got number one, world music. By the way, I have no idea what world music is, but it's sort of songs like Shakira, Waka Waka, and Africa, and shit like that. Number two is classical. Number three is gospel, baby. Yeah. Look, there's Jesus. This is actually Space Jesus, generated by AI. Fantastic. Number four, we've got the lovely reggae. And by the way, I really like that image. That, again, that's AI generated, but it's so cool. Look at the guy, though. He's got like a 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, yeah. I was about to say he had like a 7-pack, but actually, no, he just has like a, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's kind of like a 5-pack. It's a bit weird. No, wait. You have to count both sides, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, actually, yeah, it looks like a 10-pack. He's got a 10-pack. Number 5 is soul. Number 7, pop. Number 6, hip-hop. And number 8 is heavy metal. So there are musical genres, a little bit of revision there. And we're going to move on. So next, we're going to talk about which areas are best for certain kinds of music. Now here, there is some science, but actually it's also just based on random articles and stuff on the internet. So if you disagree with this, all right, fine. But this is what I found on the internet, okay? According to the experts. So let's see what you think here. I'm going to show you a list of areas you want to increase in performance. So things you want to do better, like exercise, focus, relaxation, sleep, and I want you to choose the genre, that is the type of music appropriate for each area. This is according to blogs and stuff and science and whatever. So see what you think about that. And while you do that activity, I'm going to do what I was talking about before. I'm going to put a compressor on. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. So this is a compressor. Do you prefer the compressor or do you prefer it before? I'm just going to listen to this myself to see what it actually sounds like with a compressor. This is kind of more in line with what sort of radio DJs and stuff would use. The problem is I have a very, very loud computer fan and I have a loud voice, so I'm clipping like crazy. I'm going to have to decrease the compression a little bit, I think. Take it down to about there. That's probably a little bit better. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think about the compressor? Do you prefer the audio before or now? So what do we got? We got some answers in the chat already. Heavy metal, not heavy metal. What? Okay, I'm confused. Mina says, what is soul music? Mina. We just did it, didn't we? It's like a bunch of black people with trumpets and stuff. It's a type of music which came out of... I'm clipping like crazy. I don't think this compressor's working. Let me drop the volume a bit again. So soul music came out of the African American community in the United States, and it's kind of a bit bluesy, but normally with like a black woman singing, to be perfectly honest. California soul. I can't do it. But yeah, that's it. The picture should tell you what it is. Go back and look at the picture that we had for it, right? That's soul music. I used to love it. I used to go to soul nights when I was like 19, and I used to love it because the people were great, but it was just white people. It was just white people because it was York in 2003. So yeah, but it was great. The people were great. Pallavi says, hello teacher, I just came from college. How are you? I'm good. How are you? Nipa said, my battery died. Dong. Is soul music the blues? No, it's not. It's not. It's not. It's not. All right, I'm obviously going to have to give you some art, some music. So, Liz. All right, so soul artists. You have Aretha Franklin. You've got Otis Redding. Really? Sitting on the dock of the bay, watching time go away, or whatever. Stevie Wonder, Sam Cooke, and Marvin Gaye. So that's soul. And then blues would be B.B. King, Muddy Waters, John Lee Hooker, and Howlin' Wolf. So that's the kind of difference between soul and the blues. And if you want more details on that, then tough, because YouTube only allows me to type messages that are 200 characters long. Is it words or characters? It's words, isn't it? No, it's characters. Sugar. 200 characters is nothing. Right, moving on, let's see what we got then. So, this might be controversial. As I said before, this is not based on just scientific studies. It's based on studies plus blogs plus all kinds of stuff. Let me give you one more minute, just in case anyone wants to get their answers in. We've got answers from Olia. We have answers from Daisy. Pallavi, can you tell me how to write an answer for the 10-mark question? What 10-mark question? Oh, this. You need to match musical styles with actions. So which musical style helps most in actions? What's your all-time favourite song, Rich, says Mina. That's totally impossible, Mina. Who can name their all-time favourite song? That's ridiculous. My favourite song changes like every month. But for many, many, many years, for like 4 years, my favourite song was Breaking Into Heaven by the Stone Roses. That was when I was like 20. So like 18, 19, 20, 21, my favourite song was Breaking Into Heaven by the Stone Roses. Yeah. But obviously it changes a lot. I think your favourite song changes a lot. Now, these days, I don't even listen to the Stone Roses. I still think they're a good band. It's just not my style anymore. Anyway, here's the answers. So Exercise is just your favourite song. We talked about that before, that whatever your favourite style of music is the best one to motivate you for exercise. For Focus, it's classical. For pain management, that means if you're in pain, classical and soft rock. I don't really know what soft rock is, but it's like Elton John and maybe Eric Clapton. Relaxation is classical and new age. You know new age? Doom, wow, 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 wow. Doom. I don't know. Is that new age? I don't know. Mood, if you're feeling sad. Pop, so Taylor Swift, and reggae. Okay. Everybody loves reggae. It does make you feel happy, reggae, right? Emotional regulation, feeling angry is soul, apparently. Soul is the best at calming people down. I would have thought classical myself, but sleep quality is ambient and classical. So ambient's a bit weird. That's like sounds of the forest and water sounds and stuff with maybe some dun in the background. But also, of course, classical music. You need low volume and low tempo. That means slow music. Then learning and memory is instrumental jazz and classical. So one of the interesting things with study and learning is don't use songs with lyrics normally. You want just instrumental. Because if you're reading or writing and you listen to songs with words, then it can sort of interfere with your learning. Social cohesion, which means people not fighting but getting along. Apparently it's gospel and world music. Anyone listen to gospel music? To be honest, I haven't heard much gospel music, but like it is kind of cool, you know? It's like a bunch of people like clapping and they're like, Jesus. Okay. I don't listen to gospel music, but I kind of feel like maybe I should. I don't know. Next, motivation. We got hip hop and rock. So I guess that's differentiated from exercise. Motivation being like, get out of bed, son. Go do that thing. Right? So hip hop and rock, apparently very good at that. So if you want to motivate yourself to get out of bed and do something, then just whack on some Dr. Dre. Back again. Doom, doom, doom. Okay. All right, everybody. So that is apparently the de facto. That is, according to the internet, they are the best kinds of music for different actions. So now we're going to get into not controversial. We're going to get into dicey territory with YouTube. Let me just check the chat. Thank you, Mr. Gordillo. Nepa, these lyrics stuck in my head. Bye-bye, everyone. I'll watch it later. Pallavi. Meow. She always leaves. All right. See you later, Pallavi. Enjoy your day. And please do watch the stream later. Smash that like button. Hit subscribe. So, I'm going to play some different types of music. And I want you to tell me which activity you think this music suits. It could be one type of activity, or it could be several types of activity. So listen to the music and type in the chat which activity that's best for and why. And I will read out the best answers. Are you ready for this? And we're going to say, please, Heavenly Father, please tell YouTube not to restrict the channel or copyright this stream. We are playing this music for educational purposes. Thank you. Amen. Okay, so there's my prayer, and hopefully YouTube will be influenced incredibly by that. Okay, are you ready? Let's listen to some music. By the way, I'm not going to play any popular songs because obviously that would demonetize the channel. Well, the channel is not monetized. That would kill the stream. So I'm just going to play what I think is copyright-free music. Okay. All right. So tell me, what do you think about this one? Right, so that was our first track. So do you think, is there any activity in particular that you would associate with that? You think that music could be helpful for? Type it in the chat. Let's see what we have. Focusing. Julia says dancing. You dance to that, Julia? That's interesting. Can you send a video? I'd love to see how someone dances to that. I guess you can dance to anything. Actually, I can dance to it. Okay. And Daisy says relaxation. So we've got a variety of different responses there. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, you ready? Let's listen. So once again, what activities do you think this music is best for? That's a very famous American folk song, often associated with the Civil War. It was the unofficial anthem of the South, the American South, but it's a great song. And there's an interesting story that when Abraham Lincoln found out about the surrender of the South in the American Civil War, the band master, because he was at an event listening to music, and the bandmaster said, "Mr. President, what song would you like us to play to celebrate the victory?" And he said, "Dixieland." I just think that's a cool little story. And his reasoning was quite interesting. His reasoning was, we want the South to know that now we've won, they live in a country where they are free to still listen to this song. Nice reason as well. So what music we got there? We got Arabic Party, says Nipa. That's funny. I love this music, says Mina. Jazz music for social cohesion. It's not jazz, it's American folk. And party or social events in the 18th century. You got it. You got it, Daisy. That's it. That's exactly it. All right, let's move on. Let's move on. So we're going to go a bit classical now. Once again, what do you think? Let's have a listen. What could you use this music for? All right, what do you think about that? What could we use that music for? That's an absolute classic. It's called the Hall of the Mountain King, and that is, of course, by the composer. Oh, damn it, Rich! Come on. You know, the amount of times that I've Googled who wrote the Hall of the Mountain King, it's Edvard Grieg. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. I love that tune. Mood motivation, says Manuel. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I think it's a good emotional booster, that one. Cartoon when Tom is catching Jerry. And Mina also says it reminds me of cartoons. That's interesting. And everyone says Tom and Jerry. What the hell? Did Tom and Jerry play that song or something? It's interesting. Okay, let's move on. We're going to have another classical piece here, and this is Johann Sebastian Bach on a G string. So what do you think? Okay, I'm tripping out. Let's see what we got there. Gospel, says Julia. That's not gospel, Julia. Wedding music, says Nipa. Okay. You want that at your wedding? If so, that's Johann Sebastian Bach, and it's Air on a G string. Relaxation. Pain management. That's a good one. I don't know about pain management, but relaxation, I think. Okay. Now we're going to move on to one of my favourite... Excuse me. Drank my coffee a bit fast there. We're going to move on to one of my favourite classical pieces. This is high energy. Get ready for this. Classical music from an excellent composer. It's Rachmaninoff. What could we use this music for? Which action? Let's have a listen. People saying relaxation. No. Please do not use that Rachmaninoff song for relaxation, not unless you never want to relax again in your life. Let's see what we got. Salsa, says Nipa. What? On a seashore? Concentration? A sword duel. Okay, I know what. I agree with you. And Manuel said sex quality? You want to use that for bedroom activity, Manuel? Really? Dun 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 dun. I think you'll scare them away. Okay. Yeah. He's sticking by it. I respect that. That was Rachmaninoff. We're going to move on. Okay, next. We just got two more tracks. So the activity we're doing, if you just joined us, is we're listening to different genres, different types of music, and I want you to type in the chat what activity you think this music is best for, and I will provide a list of all these songs at the end of the class. At least I would, except I've been closing the window tabs as I play them, so maybe I won't, but I'll try to. Anyway, we'll move on to our next one. And this is from the amazing, the incredible Frank Klepacki. And please don't copyright strike me for this one. Okay, let's have a listen.
We are going to have to act if we want to live in a different world.
Some of the best video game music ever made. He's brilliant, Frank Klepacki. I love those absolute dedicated video game composers. By the way, if you're wondering, that's from the game Command and Conquer. This is a live version. All right, Frank, thank you very much for that. So let's see what we got. I love that. I want to jump. Motivation, encouraging someone. That's great. That's great, guys. Yeah, I would recommend using Frank Klepacki as motivational music. You can Google him, Frank Klepacki and the Tiberian Suns. That's music from Command and Conquer, the video game. And he basically spends his time now playing live music from video games from 25 years ago. It's brilliant. When the guy originally like made the songs, he was like this young 20-year-old with like long hair and stuff. And you look at him now and he's like 50, like bald, and he goes on stage, plays these songs. People love it. It's brilliant. All right, so we're going to move on. We're on to our last piece of music. So again, this is one from video games. It's a remix. So let me know in the chat what you think about this one. This is a fast one. Neep has to go. That's all right, Neepa. Thank you very much for joining us for so long, and have a lovely day. It's always great to see you. By the way, everyone, remember to smash that like button and hit subscribe. You are on the best English learning thing in the known multiverse. So smash that subscribe button. All right, so let's have a listen to our last genre of music here, and type in the chat, what could you use this music for? Let's have a listen. cheesy, but I love it. All right, brilliant, amazing OC remix. It's One Must Fall, 2097, and You Must Dance. That's the name of the track, and that is by DG, is the guy who remixed it. Sometimes I use that for working out. I have to admit, it's good. It's good for working out. So yeah, lots of people said Vietnamese. Daisy said middle-aged ladies use this song to dance in the park. Well, I am a middle-aged man, Daisy, so ladies, hello there. Actually, I can't say that because I have a fiance, so no, sorry, ladies, no. Okay, forget it. Yeah, so aerobics, exercise, that's what everybody says. Absolutely wonderful. Great, so that was basically our class for the day. And here are these the tracks? These are not the tracks. These are just random tracks from ChatGPT, so just ignore those. This is part of our series on habits, and today we talked about using music to positively influence habits, and many of the material from the last 3 classes and today's class is from Atomic Habits, a bloody brilliant book. And now I've got an affiliate link down below the video, so check that out. Click that link. You can order a copy of Atomic Habits by James Clear. I honestly can't recommend this book enough. It's so good. And a great way to practice your English if you want to practice English reading. It's pretty easy to understand. Moving on, here's some other books on the subject if you'd like to check those out. And I haven't read any of these books, but I did use things that reference these books for today's class. So this is Your Brain on Music, Rhythms of the Brain, The Mozart Effect and the Power of Music. If you have a particular interest in how music can affect you, then check it out. And that brings us to our homework. So homework is for Sunday. I don't know if I will check the homework on Sunday. Probably not. But if you want me to check your homework and talk about it live on stream, please do submit the homework before Sunday. That's the 10th of September 2023. And the homework is to choose one or more of your personal goals, phrase them in terms of a new habit, and say how you'll make them obvious, appealing, easy, and rewarding. These are the 4 areas of the habit matrix from Atomic Habits. Record an audio of less than 2 minutes long and put it in MP3 format. Send it to professorrich@gmail.com. Note that the professor only has 1 S because it is Spanish for teacher. Professor Rich. I don't use that brand anymore, but when I started my company, I was living in Spain. Okay, so that's the homework for the 10th of September. And we're finally on to questions. You can download the PDF of all the notes from today from bit.ly/habitsmusic. And that's free. And it's awesome. By the way, we get on average 15 people per stream who download the notes. That's quite good. So I'm happy that you can download those and use those, print them out, and whatever you do with it. So do we have any questions? I've still got, how long have I got before I need to go? Not very long. I need to go and actually work soon. Daisy said at first I thought you misspelled the word professor. Oh God, yeah. I think I actually get paranoid that everybody thinks that, Daisy, which is actually why I changed the name of the channel to Prof Rich Teaching. And I should probably just make a new email address. Maybe I'll even just do that now, actually. Yeah. I think the last time I tried to do this, it said, like, you already have the maximum number of emails associated with your phone number. I was like, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Google. That's really useful. You know, you've really protected my brand there. Thanks. Username is taken. Great. Username is taken. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for taking my usernames. Okay, they're all taken, so I really don't care. Whatever. Okay. The irony of this is, like, I'm probably the person who registered all these emails. I just can't remember doing it. So, do we have any questions today about English? Why don't you like salsa music? Huh? I never said that I don't like salsa music. Invalid question. Next question. We've got a good question here from Sirijani, who says, how do you make people respect you if you're quiet? That is a really interesting question, Sirijani. And I think basically what you're getting at here is, how do you make people respect you if you're an introvert? How do you make people respect you if you're an introvert? I think, kind of. Because you might be quiet, but you can be loud even if you're an introvert. You can learn ways of... I'm an introvert. So you can obviously learn ways of being a nutcase in front of loads of people, even if you're an introvert. Quality over quantity. So when you speak, say quality things. Don't feel desperate to speak. Emotional intelligence, Sirijana. So learn about observing people, observing facial expressions, body language, and react to how people react to you. So one of the things that really helped me with kind of shyness is seeing that a lot of people actually liked me, and realizing that came from looking at their body language. So when people turn their body open to you and things like that, you start to notice and you start to think, oh, they want to hear stuff from me, you know? So things like that give you kind of positive feedback for becoming less shy. So yeah, stuff like that. And maybe some people in chat can give you some advice on that. Anawat says, are there any chance that English speakers in Southeast Asia can develop another accent in the future similar to British, American, Australian? Yes, but accent is a can of worms, Anawat. And the can of worms means it's a thorny issue. And a thorny issue means it's not a simple thing, right? It's not like if someone says, Rich, how do I speak louder? And I go, take in a deep breath and open your lungs and stand up straight. It's an easy answer. But how do I get a native accent, particularly living in another country? You can. I think a bigger question is, should you? As in, is it worth the effort to do that? I think having a standard, an accent standard is useful, but if you really want to make your own pronunciation identical to the standard, that's not easy, but not impossible. Is it possible? Yes, it is possible, I know it. One of the things is developing your ear. You need to really get your hearing so that you can really hear the differences in accents. And the other is experimenting with the mouth, with different sounds. Oh, lo, bang, 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 bang. Experiment with the mouth to get different sounds. And as you experiment more with making different sounds and you tune your ear, you can get better at imitating accents. And then you can really develop a certain accent if you want. Some people are very good at this, but it's because they've developed that over time. Like when they were a kid, they used to mimic each other a lot. They used to listen. Maybe they play a musical instrument. It helps if you play a musical instrument because it develops your ear. And they get better and better. And they play with their mouth a lot. Right? You play with different sounds. Right? And when you play with different sounds, you get better at making different sounds. And then you can change your accent. But notice, I've been doing this for 15 years. And when I'm speaking to people, my original accent still comes out. But my original accent, by the way, is something like, I'm from Runcorn. Originally, I'm from Runcorn. It's in the northwest. It's Runcorn. It's not too far from Liverpool. It's about 10 or 15 miles from Liverpool, where I grew up. Just off the Mersey, actually, just off the River Mersey. Right, so that's my kind of my natural accent. And when I'm speaking to people, like elements of that accent come out all the time. That's why I don't speak with perfect RP, because elements of my accent still come into it. That's after 15 years of doing language teaching, living in different countries. I haven't lived in Runcorn since I was 18. So I haven't lived in Runcorn in 22 years. So you want to talk about accent? It's a tricky one. Anawat says, it's easier for me to understand Singlish than Indian accents. Anawat, you have a great accent. I heard that some tests had Indian accent to the test. What do you mean by tests? Some tests had an Indian accent. You mean Indian Standard English? I mean, there's a whole load of standards of English now, Anawat. I'm not I don't want to comment about it. People have to make their own decisions about what they want, but yeah, British and American are the most widely recognised standards. But yeah, there's loads of others. Singaporean English, Indian English, Chinglish, Japinglish, Spanglish, Mexican English. It goes on and on and on. Any other questions? Did I miss any questions? Manuel strongly recommends Arturo Sandoval and Nueva Trova Cubana. Nueva Trova Cubana. Manuel says, why can I get rich words and it's impossible with other teachers? Why can I get Rich's words, but it's impossible with other teachers? Focus on trying to understand and being understood. No worries about accent. Antonio Banderas' accent in English is funny. I don't know what you're talking about, Manuel, but it sounds great. And Antonio Banderas, he's all right. The Spanish people very critical of Antonio Banderas' accent. Yeah, he's fine to me. Sounds kind of... Funnily enough, his accent sounds kind of Mexican more than Spanish. Which I don't know if he deliberately did that or what. But hey, there you go. Right, we don't have any more questions, so I'm going to wrap up. Thank you very much for joining me today, everybody. It's been my pleasure. My name has been Professor Rich. Make sure that you smash that like button. Post any comments down below for requests for future classes. We are currently doing a series on making positive habits and positive change. That reflects my own positive change, as I'm now on day 46 of not drinking, and I'm super, super happy about it, and I feel absolutely great. And I'm done. I'm done with it. I'm not going to drink again. Thank you, everybody. It's been absolutely awesome, and I will catch you later. Saturday will be the next stream on Oxford Online English and here on Professor Rich. Bye-bye. Have a lovely day. See you later. everybody, once again, thank you very much. Make sure you smash that like button and do have a lovely rest of your week. I will. Thank you. Saturday. Bye bye now.